Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. As you can see here, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this is the Iron ARNIE tank. Now, what's so special about this tank? Well, this is the tank they sold in December 2022. And, of course, I decided that I had to buy it because this is the model of tank that he drove when he was in the Austrian army, long before he came to America. And we like Arnold, so it was not a big deal. This is the only Tier 10 tank I have ever bought. And I'm here to show you basically why I got it. This tank is a very good medium tank. You know, I wish it was something that I was better at playing, but I'm an above average medium tank player. So it's, good enough. And I'm going to show you how this tank operates in the Super 10 matches. So that's the point of this video. Here is the Super 10's event and sales banner that you see at the beginning of when you start up the game on my Xbox. I'm sure they use the same image on PlayStation. So, it looks kind of cool, but just something to have to kind of spice up the images of the, of the mode for the video. So, pretty much that's all it's for. Now back to the rest of the video. If you saw my other Super 10s match video, then I'm sure you already know. I don't recommend that you buy any of those Tier 10 tanks. They're not that good. I got this tank for 9,100 gold. Because of, the first time they had it, first offering, etc., etc. The ones they have on, quote, sale, unquote, are 16,000 gold. There's no way any of those tanks are anywhere near that value. Sorry. I hope that you see this before you decide to buy one of those tanks, because they're vastly overpriced. And what you'll find out is that the general sequence runs something like this. Player X buys an overpriced tank that they think is going to be great, and then within a short period of time, it'll vary from player to player, 3 days, 2 days, 6, 8 weeks, whatever. They're like, I don't want to play this anymore. And so it's up to them, man. They spend their money to play what they want to play, I guess, for as long as they want to play it, however long or short that time may be. That's their business. I'm not going to tell you that you're not enjoying what you're enjoying. That's not my job. I'm not arrogant in that fashion. But I'm going to tell you to think about it real hard. If you get value for it, by all means, buy one of those tanks that floats your boat. To me, they're just a scam, because they're not that great. You're not going to make basically any money in those tanks. And this tank is going to show you why that is the case. So, overall, I do not recommend you buy them, but it's your business, not my business. My job here is to tell you my experience and what I have done, and just give you information and let you make your own decisions, because, you're old enough to make your decision. You're not a child. So, this tank, unfortunately, is not available to buy. This was a special, I don't know. It was 2022 Christmas, and I haven't seen it since. It disappeared, I want to say, like January of 2023, something like that, and has not been seen since. I don't know that it won't show up again or will show up again. I have no idea. But I just want to be honest, because I don't go around trying to deceive people. I just tell them what it is and whatever, and you like it, you don't like it, it doesn't really matter to me. The people who do like it tell me that I'm doing the right thing, and that's who I'm listening to. So, that's fine, whatever. So now we're going to get ready to get to the action, but please leave a like for this video. It would be very helpful to spread the word about what's happening here and what's going on with Super 10s. Hopefully you already have a Super 10 and you could see the match and go, okay, let me play this, and you either like it, you're kind of on the fence, or you don't like it, whatever. But now I'm going to show you the game. Welcome to Pilsen. So here we are in a Super 10 match. Let's take a look and see what we got on our team. The Machine, Centurion Avery, Centurion AX, my Iron ARNIE, a 4005, and a Ruthless. And the enemy has a VZ55, a Valor, the Machine, a Kronwagen, a 705A, the brand new SP2, and the STRV 103B. So I'm over here. I know Pilsen very well, so I'm playing defense to make sure nothing weird is going to happen coming in from the east. Now I see these two guys over here. Whoops. In fact, there's a third guy. This guy, in fact, is crazy. Goodbye. Nice shot from that Ruthless. I have that Ruthless, and it's a pretty good sniper tank. So if you have the Ruthless, you'll probably enjoy that in a Super 10 match. I mean, I thought it was real solid. I mean, I have a bunch of 10s, and I'll show those to you at the end of the match just to give you, a view of what I had to choose from. But the game started off good for us. Guy got crazy. Bing, bang, boom. He's toast. A couple of guys there by the factory door, northwest corner of the factory. Right there, you can see them. They are at Delta 4. Now that guy is close to the factory door on the north side, or the northwest side, because there's 4 factory openings basically. 4 regular openings anyway. There you go. Those guys are in the center of the wall. Right there. There you go. Yeah, I wasn't ready. I got a shot and hit him though. I barely clipped his back end, but I don't have a reload for this guy. And he drilled me too, that jerk. That worked out pretty good. There you go, sniper. I wasn't going to stop and take a shot because I don't want to get posterized. I wasn't here in this match to get my tank posterized for a magnificent kill by some guy's great shot. So be smart and don't be stupid. This match is over quick. Ah, Krutsky. Tagged him. Bing, bang, boom. Lasted a lot shorter than I thought. That was a crazy short match. Okay, now as you can see, it was crazy short. 3 minutes and 41 seconds. But that's great. That's not a problem. That's way shorter than your normal Tier 10 match. Which is another reason I don't like to play Tier 10 matches. They last a long time. And, you know, as you can see in this match here, I didn't make money. I lost a tiny bit. But that's the bane of the Tier 10. To make money in a Tier 10 match, you have to use a lot of regular ammo. And since these guys are fascinated with the fantasy physics of shots bouncing left and right when you use regular ammo, you have to use premium ammo, which is a scam because the regular ammo they sell to you does not work effectively as a general rule. So I roll premium because I don't like to be cheated. It's just that simple. And I did pretty well, only losing 733 silver. That's not a problem. You know, I had decent damage, 1,500. I finished, I think, in like 6th place. Only one guy died. So it's one of those things. Play solid and, you know, help the team. And that's what I did. Nothing super spectacular. Don't be crazy. The other team, they had guys that went crazy. Okay, well, their top 2 scorers had good scores, better than me, but they lost because they got butchered. So that is the basic conclusion to a 7-on-7 Tier 10 match. I don't know why they don't have more of those, because it's better than the regular Tier 10 matches in that aspect. However, there's no artilleries allowed in Tier 10 in Super 10 matches, which was bogus. Because hey, you work just as hard on an artillery as any other Tier 10. I know I have several Tier 10s that I earned the hard way, starting off with the Sheridan, you know, XM551. This is the Tier 10 American light tank. T92 Tier 10 American artillery. And I had this in the first year because I'm an artillery specialist. Centurion Avery Ultimate Season Pass tank. Very good tank. One of my goof-off projects over the years was to just play down the line of German tank destroyers, and I ended up with the Jagdpanzer E100 with the custom skin with the motorcycle, which is pretty awesome. So that's another one that I worked years on this one, but it wasn't that I was working on it. I played it at Tier 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, you know, and I would play them for a year or more each, just goof-off games. I didn't play very many games, and now I got really deep into it. I go, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and plod my way to finish off the series. French Murat, that is a 4-track Ultimate Season Pass tank. So fun, medium tank to play as well, if you have it. Tier 10 French Artillery. Originally a 4-shot autoloader, and that's the reason I went to get it. Was I had the American 10, and I heard that this was a 4-shot autoloader. I go, okay, I'm going for this. So I went for this, got it. Then they adjusted things whenever they changed artillery for, don't ask me why, because I don't think the way they think. I can think that way, but I only do it in the context of how, you know, Spider-Man would try to figure out what the supervillains were up to. He doesn't think that way normally. He had to think that way to combat his nemesis. So I don't even waste my time on that. Forget about it. Anyway, They changed this. Now it's a 6-shot autoloader, but the shots do less damage. You know, whatever, dude. Object 780. This is a terrific Russian heavy tank that came as an Ultimate Season Pass tank. If you have this one is a butt kicker. It is an absolute butt kicker. Centauro 45. Extremely mediocre. In fact, I was disappointed with every single Italian tank I've ever touched. And I didn't buy any of them. The Tusk. This is a Sheridan. Essentially, it's a Sheridan turret on some other, what do you call it? Base. I don't know. Pretty good tank, but it's a roving defender. It's not a good light tank in itself, but it's got a monster gun. But it has a monster 13-second reload, too. So, you know, whatever. But it was a contract tank. If you go and do the contract, you know, you will earn this tank. It is not easy to earn it. You have to be a light tank master, or you're going to have to pay to pass the stages that require mastery. One of those stages is 8 times. In 8 games, you're going to have to earn your hit point total in spotting damage. And it's not easy. But after the fact, I became awesome at spotting because of that. I mean, I played it so many times. I must have had 20 or 25 really close calls that I almost got the HP value in spotting damage, but came up short. Oh, man, it was tough. And you got to do those in like tier 9 and above light tanks, which does include Cold Wars, which is what I did. The Ruthless, another Ultimate Season Pass tank. If you got it, you know, it's a very good sniper tank, real solid and reliable. And you saw the first kill of the game was made by this very tank. So that's one of the things I wanted to show you was the specific selection I had to choose to play a Super 10. Now, I'm not going to play Super 10s unless my friends decide that they want to do it and they need me to help them, etc., etc. Because it's just, I don't get much fun out of it. I mean, you know, if something comes up, you know, I'll roll the Iron Arnie again. You know, if my friends are like, hey, you know, we're gonna roll, you know, 10s, we'd like you to go, I'd probably go with, you know, to go with them to help them out. You know, to be a 3-man platoon in a 7-man game, that would be potentially very good. But essentially, I'm not going to go play anymore by myself. It wasn't that great. And I say that because I played on one other game, which was my Sheridan. And I was the only light tank in the game, so the matchmaking was horrible. Why was I the only light tank in the game? My team wasn't good either, and we ended up losing. So, you know, whatever, dude. I'm really just not interested in this single player, no one uses a headset, you know, jackass kind of mentality that goes on here. So the best part, you know, and you play for me, I use my Iron Arnie with Arnie, and so I get all of the quotations that he makes during the match, which is cool because a lot of those are variations of famous phrases like "get to the chopper," you know, "come with me if you want to win." Really, really fun stuff there. So if you have an Iron Arnie, by all means, go use it in a Super 10 match. Now, let's go and look at the Super 10s that they're selling, and let's see what they have. Okay. Yeah, now this Churchill Avery here is the Tier 7 version, which is a pretty fun tank, relatively speaking. Super 10s. Object 260. I do not know this tank, but mine was the 280. This actually looks, not bad. As a Russian heavy tank, it's probably pretty good. Super 10s Object 907. Don't know this tank either, because I don't spend my time playing tier 10s, really. I know about this tank. Super 10s Object 268 version 5. And that V is a Roman numeral 5. Probably pretty good. I don't know. I don't play those. Super 10s Object 907. Again, probably pretty good, but not for that price. If you're addicted, hey, more power to you. Wealthy, what have you. I'm not spending basically $75 for one of these tanks. This is because that's what it's costing you, $75 to $80. Super 10's T95/FV4201 Chieftain tank. So again, I don't know. One of my commenters on my video talked about he got this Super 10's T95E6 and said it was really good. So that's what he said. I don't know. I don't buy tier 10 tanks to play. But except Iron Arnie. Super 10's VK72.01. Well, the VK75 is the Icebreaker tier 8, and it's really good. So one would assume it's reasonable that version would be a little bit better. Obviously, the tier 10 equivalent of, say, the Icebreaker. Okay, now these guys are done there. Now there's something else I'm going to show you. Here we are in the tech tree. Now watch this. I'm going to click on my right stick. Tier 10s. We're going to go. Here we are with the tier 10s. Now what you're going to see, these are all the 10s. The silver or gray back. Well, let me just go here, and this will explain it to you better. Oops, sorry. I don't want to buy that. Believe me, I don't want to buy it. Okay. Now this is looking at this tank. I don't really care to look at this tank, the M48A2. But this is what I want to do. Is back out here, and now we're in the tier 10 section. So these gray or silver, whichever you want to call it, these are tanks that are available for free experience. 450,000. That's the standard price. Now, every once in a while, they go on sale for about 350,000. Not now, because they got Super 10s running and they want you to pay. All right, but you have the M48A2, M60. I sold mine. I don't need this. I needed money to buy some Cold War tanks. I'll buy it back later. It's not a problem. Actually, I could buy it back now, but yeah, there's no rush. I'm not going to play this tank. It's okay. T22 medium. All right. The gold ones are the ones that I have. There's the Tehran. Very good tank. I played in my what is it? In my Jagdpanzer E100. I actually played in a match that had multiple Tehrans in there, and I got to the final stage, and we ended up drawing the match. The Tehran is very good. They were the last surviving tanks. I ended up getting killed at the very end, but the match ended in a draw, so, it was our Tehran versus another guy's Tehran, and they didn't kill each other, so. This is Russian Object 279. Concept 121B. Very good. I played in matches with that tank. WZ-111QL. This one has a dragon barrel. Like the King Dragon. Whoops, let's back it off. There we go. So you got a golden dragon barrel. So, one of those cool looking tanks that you might be interested in. It's got awesome gold body work. This is the one we got from the season pass last season. I sold that one to, once again, I was buying Cold War tanks, and I'll buy it back later. I didn't even play it. It doesn't really matter. I already have a Ruthless Tier 10, and I have the Jagdpanzer E100. So I really didn't need it. So this gives you, once again, like I said, there's plenty of Tier 10s available for in tanks for free experience for 450,000, which is the regular experience price of that. Now, for example, if you wanted to buy one of these tanks and you had the same amount of free experience I had, you'd be short 280,000 almost. And what that would equate to would be about 8,000 gold. Actually, it'd be, you'd pay a little less than 8,000 gold to get the experience you would need in the store. Let me show you. In the store, there's a conversion. Here, convert commander to free experience, or convert vehicle experience to free experience. Oh, wow. What a ripoff. Sorry, it's not going to cost you 8,000. It costs you 8,000 whenever they have that set on sale for 35 for 1 gold. It's 25 for 1 gold, so it's going to cost you 1,000 gold would get you 25,000. So that's 4,000 gold for 100,000. Gee, whatever, dude. So that's going to cost you 2,000. No, I'm sorry. No, not 2,000. Jeez, that's 8,000 plus 3 more, 11,000. So for my account, it would cost me 11,000 gold to convert experience from tank experience to free experience to use to buy a tier 10. 11,000 gold is a lot cheaper than 16,000, which is what they were selling those for. But like I said, for most people, a 16,000 gold tier 10 tank is not, quote, a bargain. It is still exorbitantly high priced. The tier 10 experience, I talk to players all the time. The bottom line is it's not fun for most people. Now, I had some fun in this Iron Arnie. I had a decent game, etc., etc. And what's fun for me may not be fun for you, and vice versa. That's fine. I'm just going to give you the straight info. You figure it out for yourself. My recommendation is to think very, very, very hard and long on this decision before you fork over gobs of gold for a tank you're hardly going to play. But if you're going to play it a lot because you're like, well, I've been thinking about this for a long time, and I want to play tier 10s and blah, blah, blah. Hey, more power to you. One of the rules of the world is that no one can tell you that the experience you had is different than you tell us it was. If you enjoyed something and somebody else doesn't, they really don't have any right to tell you you didn't enjoy yourself. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to go and buy a 16,000 gold tier 10, play it, and you say you enjoy it and you like it. I'm like, hey, that I'm not going to like and enjoy that, but it's not about me. It's about you. You're the one who spent the 16,000 gold. So if you like it and enjoy it, and I say, I wouldn't recommend it, I'm not going to say, well, whatever. I'm going to say, dude, more power to you. Congratulations. I'm glad that you're happy. That's what I'm interested in, is for people to be as happy as possible. If that makes you happy, by all means, go for it. I played it. It was okay. I would only play it again with my friends in a platoon, because playing by yourself without using a headset to coordinate with other players it's just anti-fun to me. Back in the first days of this game, everyone, and I say like that means like 95% of the people had headsets because they knew they needed to talk to people, to coordinate, to have a good or better, best possible experience, win or lose. You win if you played well, and if you didn't play well, you would lose, and you would try to get better, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a mutual beneficial situation. So basically, this covers the Super 10 matches. And that's really everything. So I hope you enjoyed this. More importantly, I hope this video helps you make a good decision with what to do with regards to the Super 10s. I'm not a big fan myself, but Super 10 doesn't cost you any extra if you already have a 10. If you don't have a 10, that's another story. And that's why I wanted to show you a match so you could get a feel for if this is something that is interesting to you, because the thing is, this will go away and then you'll go right back to the regular version, which leaves your tier 10 tanks as your top dogs with some 9s and some 8s sometimes. Now, I will tell you, I did play an odd match, and someone else told me they played one like that, but for me it was an oddball because I don't play that much tier 10. But I was in my tier 9 artillery, American M55, and that match was 14 10s on each side and 2 tier 9 artilleries. The good news, I made a video of that. It's on this channel. And I got MVP in that game because I did well. And as a tier 9 artillery, I was drilling tier 10s and getting the bonus points because everything I hit was a 10. So that helped. That was a really exciting and scary match because I was almost killed. But almost is almost. So for the most part, you don't see all 10 matches. I've never seen one. And the one time I was in the match I just described was the only time I have seen 14 10s. It doesn't get any more like outgunned than that. Unless you're like the only 1 or 2 tier 8s in a tier 10 match, which is horrible. I cannot stand that. That is a crime as far as I'm concerned. So it would help if you could leave a like to help spread the word across YouTube, obviously. Please tell your friends. That way they have a chance to check this out. Maybe like, subscribe, what have you. So that's the end of this video. I look forward to seeing you guys show up again. Especially if you found my channel from the other Super 10 video. Hopefully this will be of interest. There's plenty more good stuff available. And I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later.